Man made a couple big plays on Saturday. How that feel? Get your first couple catches in an OU uniform, and obviously the second one goes for quite a ways.
Honestly, just being out on the field was a blessing. I mean, just being out there with my teammates. I mean, Gabriel gave me beautiful balls. I didn't have to do much, so just being out there with my teammates making plays. I mean, it was everything to me.
Feel like a long time coming for you?
It felt like it, but I mean, again, I'm just blessed to be out there. So, however, I mean, even if I didn't make those two plays, I mean, just being out there was just a big step for me.
For you and Jaden, though, it seems like when you go out and do that on the field, just how much confidence you take away and going forward?
Me and Jaden, we're kind of feeding off of each other. I mean, he made his huge plays. I made a couple plays, and we were just feeding off each other energy-wise. I mean, you saw me talking to him after that one big play. I mean, we were just hyping each other up. So it was a big game for both of us, I think.
You and Jaden and Gavin all came in together, obviously, last year. So for all three of you to make big plays in the same game, that kind of feel like, okay, we made it, we're here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we knew we were going to do big things. We were prepared for about 2 weeks for Arkansas State, so we had everything down. I mean, the game plan was we had that down packed, and really everybody on the receiver room had a few catches here and there, so we were all just really, really proud of ourselves.
I know it was a game you guys expected to win on Saturday, but what can you take away, even with such a lopsided margin, from a game like that and the way the offense was clicking?
I mean, we prepare for every team the same way. I mean, we have respect for all of our opponents. So, we just keep our head down through the week, have hard practices, really detailed practices, and try to limit mistakes. So that's how we prepare for each team.
Do you feel like it's changed for you in your second year, obviously being in the system and with Coach Emmett and everything?
I mean, in the system, I feel like I'm just a little bit more comfortable with the plays. I mean, being in it for 2 years now. And with Coach Jones, I mean, he's great. Just with my technique as a receiver and how my style is developed under him is just a whole new game.
Seems like there's a mentality that he's brought to that wide receiver room, and especially on the outside blocking.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he wants us to get a pancake at least every game. So that's one of our we actually get a positive point if we put somebody on the ground. So that's definitely a goal for us.
How much did Marvin and Theo help you out last year, kind of just getting acclimated here?
I mean, especially with my injuries, they were always just patting me on the back, making sure my head was high. And then when it came to football, I just watching them do their thing. I mean, they're both great players, so it was just a blessing learning under them.
How frustrating was last year for you, though? Because you had the physical ability to play, but injuries and things held you back, and you had to redshirt. How difficult was that for you?
I mean, of course, it was difficult to deal with, but just having that trust in God, he's gonna. He knows what's best for me, and he knows he has his plan. So I just have to have faith in him, and everything is gonna work out for the better.
Did you finally get healthy in the summer, the training camp? When did you know you were all together?
I think it was during the summer when I started putting a lot of trust into the training room and Coach Smitty. Coach Smitty was a big part of me getting out there, getting my trust back in my body. But he was definitely a big part.
From a technical standpoint, what do you feel like you've been able to learn from Coach Jones in the time he's been here?
Like somebody else said, the physicality standpoint, just the mindset, and then just getting in and out of breaks. He's really a receivers coach, so he's gonna get everything tightened up. So, I mean, I feel like I got better in all my phases as a receiver.
You mentioned Dylan and the throws he made on Saturday, but how good was it to see Jackson come in too and perform the way that he did?
I mean, I love that dude, man. So seeing him play on, especially on his birthday, making that little rushing touchdown he had, and that pass to Jaden, it was really cool. So.
You talked about the blocking a little bit and what Coach Smith wants you to do, but you've always been a physical player, so that's probably right up your alley, I'm going to guess.
Yes, sir. I mean, I try to put hands on every corner that lines up against me. So, I mean, me and Coach Jones are really clicking.
There's a certain technique to it, though, getting angles and things like that, right? Tell us a little bit about what he's teaching you guys about blocking.
Mainly just our hand placement, striking first, being the more physical, initiating contact. That's a big part of what he's teaching us.
What kind of critiques did Rodney give you after the game?
I mean, he was just proud that I was out there, so not really too many critiques. He left that for the coaches, but no, it was cool seeing him after the game.